In your hand, you hold the cover feature the tagline, needless to say.
Are you really reading that, detective? That's probably for the best.
The cover, needless to say.
Good luck finding.
The point is, why? There's truly no point, if you insist. The story is Spillane and extreme, but also extremely accurate in your case. 2 days late, desperate to clear his name, Mullen.
What's the matter, detective?
The lieutenant, they're not shit. Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. And not just any dame. She's truly one in a million. A knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her. She's any man's kind of woman. Are you sure about that? You couldn't handle a woman like that. Look at you. Stop. Nothing. Forget it. Go back to your story. Deneuve reveals that she was Spillane's lover, and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician and a strong. One evening, yes, well, that testimony won't be admissible any longer. As the two, I love you, whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull when Mullen trashed fleeing Dick Mullen, the heat, and you'll never know what happens because what makes you think this isn't the final Dick Mullen case? How do you know? In your hand, you hold 4/5. Why? If you the story spit and he would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a noticeable limp from an old war injury. Is it possible that he was able to one evening? Yes. Well, that as the two, I love you, whatever it is, Mullen, in your hand, you hold.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just... Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a... I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just now, so I can only produce one die.
In your hand, you hold. Why? This, if you the story, Spillane, and extremely, but also extremely accurate. In your hand, you hold.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? Excellent. That will be 10 real for one set of magnetic dice. I don't do orders on credit. Excellent. This was an especially fun set to make.
Dazzling. It's like you have a pair of tiny disco balls.
I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just now, so I... Oh, it's you again. I'm sorry. I'm a bit...
This old diagram, the whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic tiles. Very history classes Students with their textbooks open, studying, radio frequency unclear. It looks, perhaps, they must have had massive air width. Whoever decided a list of names, all of this is gone. There's no...
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly.
Nothing. Your flashlight, some of the writing has faded with it. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Just an ordinary wall. Yeah. Why?
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Officer, what happened?
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots.
There was an exchange of fire on a...
You didn't only get shot.
Well, good for you. So you're a killer? That's good, I guess. Better than being dead. Hi. I guess you are. Of course. Can I help you with... That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for...
Aye. See, that makes me not want to lend you my skiff. On a boat, rocking leads to capsizing. I'm sad to hear that. Take care of that.
That's cool. You boasting your bacterial infection like that.
Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the...
Who has?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Hundreds, maybe thousands even. The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do. On barges. The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything... Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means...
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you?
It's getting cold.
Good night, officer.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still... The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. Not familiar in a good way. Crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly. Good question. There is no answer or seed drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a You carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you. An old mirror hangs on the wall. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it. Like the rest. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection. Like the rest of you. An old mirror hangs on the wall. Like the rest. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for things were good, it was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West. Guillaume's blonde. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix. Because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic. You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic not really. Oh must have just stirred your mind. They're more. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe. An old mirror hang. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the...
This is the greatest hits material. Black tape. Spinning and spinning and spinning. You finally tired yourself. Cornered the flicker of your mind and
For now, a little while when the pictograms and the hieroglyphs of the
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
And that iron. That's, nothing. It's just a seafood and we make a fire. Mm-hmm. Gather the sticks for the fire and bullets. Or there are lights. The fire guy can... No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. Yes. I do.
Did you mean there are...
Yes. No, he doesn't live there. No, he lives there. Been there. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else?
I don't know. We ran. He just yelled. Our father didn't say that. He didn't. I'm sorry. There's
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Be careful out there. Sea's calm as death, but still. Oh? Really? A lot. I guess that makes you into some sort of terror. That won't be a problem. It's when... Please be conservative.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle. Have you made all the necessary Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this. The skiff floats on the calm once you get in. Have you made... Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't...
What? Fine, why not?
Very cool. Sad FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know it's free.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. Want to be free.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns.
Let's go.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you... from enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort... Technically, no, it does...
He's right. ICM. This feels familiar somehow.
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official...
Sounds an awful lot like.
It does. The RCM may descend. It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals. No.
With its horns in the sky. The symbol of...
No, that's the...
A DeLorean-era symbol of insulin.
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns, fuel.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift with makeshift electrical wiring. The lieutenant puts his hand.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Downstairs, somewhere? Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout, the kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator.
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep...
The wind outside picks up suddenly with a faint howl. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder, and the recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters.
That should do it.
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. Why?
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest. Yes, anytime. If you need...
You don't. Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor, and most are soft covers. Serialized fantastique and detective stories from popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin. Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Soft covers, serialized fantastique. Not that you can tell.
Yes?
Soft covers, serialized fantastique, and detect. Oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory. That is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature. published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Ouzia. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out.
Wasn't there some in the communist students' room?
Well, yes. That once.
The little books seem inconsequential next to the big pile of...
Again, I am not a philosopher, but whoever has lived here, they have some education. And
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel. The keys rattle like teeth.
the console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs with... I think, yes. Let's see. That one. The emergency open.
The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle, a dim ambient orange. The dial slides under the glass, dark and silent. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
After you. I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit.
Don't worry. I have a gun. I know. It was not easy to acquire.
A strange feeling looking at the water with a bottle in your hand, always. Perhaps there's someone there where it has always been. Maybe you know it. Yes, cold and still. Yes. No. We're not starting with that. Not now. Not this time. There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double imp...
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a few...
A good place to hide. Cozy. Relatively safe from the rain.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than... The springs screech as you lean on the trepidation. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop, sunlight reflecting off the upstairs.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window? I can see it, through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, like... I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest. In our defense, nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them.
The lieutenant pauses. Regret comes over him.
We will make up for it. Here. Where?
He does not answer. Just...
We should move now.
An old man, wearing tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his rifle, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises, he's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have. All sorts of little rats of fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. I did. And you... I should have burned that console down. Reactionary rock and roll music.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. It's a three-angle.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic.
A Samaran rifle.
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Signal commune. You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
No. Put it down.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed on the butt. You see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
Worn, personalized even. Looks like this weapon has seen a lot of...
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
Jacketed, military-grade ammunition, stable in flight, good for hitting something that's very...
As he speaks, he stresses every word. The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession in time.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a...
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover?
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in... I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed, and 43 years. No. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. 43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live.
He nods, but he can.
What have you been doing?
Hiding, fishing.
Where it's morning, on Rue de Saint-Gislain, people are walking. The gas streetlights have already been switched off. 2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer, patrol officer Judith Minot, points west. The officers go, leaving behind the writing.
Always waiting. For hurt.
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution. Always. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The historic opportunity for our revolution.
What has he done? Perhaps a confession would lighten the load.
What can I do? What is there? I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat. A second for reaction to take hold. Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men. May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with the combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers there, like the airships. I climbed out into hell. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them with the mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, and then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death, that the bourgeois are not human. I had to fight it. I had to never stop. It's not an island. What? It's a defensive fortification of the congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. Deathblow? You're one of them? Tell me, who speaks like that? Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million? Iblis. The black-eyed angel. How does anyone survive?
Now hold on there.
You're insane and grotesque. Everyone steals.
How is your health?
I've been throwing up blood since...
The RCM can provide medical service.
I need to die. You don't have...
You also have Druamine.
There's nothing to look over. The tree... I have been running out of that.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers.
It's the little joys. The dark joke. The sun... I have 'em. I have holes in my brain. I don't even know what. Inferno? No wonder. All your minds are rotting from the radio waves. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training.
They were posted.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol were still fighting. There were cells. At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I don't want to. They're all traitors.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking.
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms. I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before the propaganda bunker.
Propaganda, but
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of human. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the train in historical materialism, then assigned.
The old man does not answer. He tilts.
his job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follow.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight.
He was like a cleric, a shepherd.
No, the opposite of that.
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
You're an inert lump.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions.
The old man spits into the fire pit. There's definitely something off with his body. Something more than just metabolism.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce. I ain't. Minions of capital. What? I've used it.
Killing people.
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want to... I've used...
Interesting. During or...
There is no after the war.
This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. Something you have. This is what you live. The great the solution. Go in straight. No. Be careful now. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
I don't want...
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me.
The who now? Oh yes, that one.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol.
Exhaust him with proof. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence.
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete. Specifically, you have been here a long time, Mr. Droz.
I'm ready to die. Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio got...
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Not a lot of guns around that use military.
It's a real gun. Not like your little... You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons?
Damn, he saw you. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? 4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up.
Murder.
Like a marionette on some invisible string. This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried... There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret. You got it. Remember? Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
Damn Maybells.
He seems tender suddenly.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.